In this video we're going to be solving radical equations. The problem we have right now is the square root of x minus 3 plus 9 equals x. So when you're solving radical equations, the first thing you want to do is isolate the radical. That's this x minus 3 right here. So what we're going to do is get rid of the plus 9 by subtracting 9 from both sides. This will give us the square root of x minus 3 equals x minus 9. Now that we've isolated the radical, the next thing we want to do is get rid of this square root somehow. And you can do that by squaring both sides. When you square a square root, it's going to cancel. When we square the right side, we're not going to square the terms individually. What we're going to do, put a parentheses around and square the whole side. So we're squaring x minus 9, and that'll give you x minus 9 times another x minus 9. So on the left side, we have an x minus 3. And on the right side, when we multiply this all out, we get x squared minus 18x plus 81. Now it looks like we have a quadratic here because the highest degree is a square, or a 2. So to solve quadratics, what you want to do is set the equation equal to 0. To do that, I'm going to subtract x and add 3 to both sides. What that'll give me is 0 on the left side, and on the right side I'll have x squared. Negative 18x and a negative x make negative 19x. And 81 plus 3 gives me 84. Now I'm going to try to solve this by factoring. To factor this thing, you need two numbers that multiply to give 84, but add together to give you negative 19. So I'll try a few over to the side here. I've got 84, and I'm going to split it up. Now let's see, maybe 2 goes in 42 times. Of course, they both have to be negative, because this middle term here is negative, and I know I need to add to get a negative number, but that's not going to work. So let's try maybe 6. Negative 6 would give me negative 14. That's still not going to work. What about negative 7 and negative 12? Negative 7 times negative 12 gives me positive 84, but when I add them together, I get negative 19. So these are the factors we want. So that means the right side is going to factor into x minus 7 and x minus 12. Once you've factored a quadratic, you take each individual term, set them equal to 0. So that gives us x equals 7 and x equals 12. Now when you're solving radical equations, you need to be careful with your solutions and make sure that they actually work. So to test these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up to the original equation, and I'm going to use the values of x that I found, and I'm going to plug it in and see if it actually is an equation. So I'm going to try the x equals 7 first. So we have x equals 7. I'm going to try that. Add the square root and plug the 7 in instead of an x. 7 minus 3 plus 9 equals 7. Notice I plugged in 7 for where the x's are, right here and right here. Okay, so 7 minus 3 is 4. Square root of 4. And then add a 9 equals 7. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 plus 9 equals 7. 11 equals 7. Since that is not true, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to cross out that solution. Now I'm going to try the other solution. It was x equals 12. So I have the square root. I'm going to plug in a 12 in place of x. So 12 minus 3 plus 9 equals 12. That gives me the square root of 9 plus 9 equals 12. So 3 plus 9 equals 12. That's true. So that means that this is a good solution. X equals 12 is the answer.